Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid, only at Docomo Pacific.
Try Wendy's deliciously indulgent mushroom bacon cheeseburger made with juicy beef, crispy apple with smoked bacon, savory roasted mushrooms, Munster cheese, and a creamy garlic spread, all on a soft toasted bun. Make it a combo and try it in a double or triple. Wendy's, good done right. Beat the heat and indulge in Fruity's cold smoothies and Cold Stone Creameries today. And if you're looking for a healthier alternative, they've got an acai bowl packed with fruits for a refreshing holiday from the hot sun and whatever is stressing you out. Take the family, treat your friends, or hog it all to yourself. Cold Stone Creamery, the ultimate ice cream experience.
Kandit News is brought to you by 76 Circle K Guam.
Good evening, my dear friends. It is 9:35 p.m. on Wednesday, my goodness, January 15, 2025. Half the month is done already. I have not gone live from this desk from Guam since Saturday. I just came back from Saipan yesterday. For whatever reason, I was really tired. When I came back in the morning, I came home, I ate. I'm always eating. And I took a nap until the late afternoon. And so I really didn't do anything yesterday. This morning, I started working on this story, a story that I've been meaning to get to you since Thursday when Republican senators did a walkthrough of Guam Memorial Hospital. These are the new Republican senators who are in the new majority, the first Republican majority in 16 years, and leading the Legislative Health Committee that has oversight of the Guam Memorial Hospital is freshman Senator Sabrina Salas Matanane, who took along with her in this tour freshman senators Shelly Vargas Calvo and Vince Borja, and returning, well, he was not an incumbent. He is new to the legislature, but not new. He's been a senator before, and that's Vice Speaker Tony Adda. And don't mind me, I'm in my oversized shirt. These are my pajamas. And I can't remember if the previous oversight chairman. Oh, Mark Anthony says I'm breaking up. I don't know what's wrong with the. Let me check. Hold on. Stand by. Maybe it's a connection issue with the. Hold on. Let me just check. So I'm not wasting my time here. Son of a gun. Oh yeah, you're right. Audio is staticky. Is it? Can you hear me enough? Oh, I don't know what's wrong here. I don't know what's wrong with it. I really don't know how to fix this. Is it bad? Like, let me know. Should I try to fix this and then come back live tomorrow morning, or do you want me to continue? Let me know in the comments, and I'll wait for what you guys have to say. Just let me know. I'm just waiting for someone to comment whether you want me to continue or whether you want me to come back to this live show tomorrow morning when I ask Eric Rosario to fix whatever audio issue this is. No. Maybe try and reset, Mark Anthony says. I don't know how to do that. I don't know anything about technology, Mark, and in order for me to fix this, I have to call Eric Rosario to come over here and to fix whatever it is. We can make out what you're saying, but it's just a little poppy. Okay. Okay, so you know what? I'll just continue. I'll continue. So, the voters of Guam, thank you, Gina. The voters of Guam might have handed Governor Luliang Guerrero a gift. And it is an ironic gift because Governor Luliang Guerrero is a Democrat. But the voters elected a Republican majority. So, but the thing is that over the past several years, I mentioned that Democrats have been in control of the legislature for 16 years. The Governor Luliang Guerrero, a Democrat, has been in office for 6 years. Prior to her, Eddie Calvo dealt with a Democratic legislative majority. And for all of these years that the Democrats have been in charge of the legislature, they have absolutely failed. Not just in helping either Calvo or Leon Guerrero to materialize their vision of a new Guam Memorial Hospital. Leon Guerrero's vision is bigger than Eddie Calvo's in that she wants to build a medical campus. They not only failed at helping these governors to bring these visions to fruition, they have also failed at providing GMH with the resources it needs to combat its deterioration. And so these senators, when they went on this tour of GMH, they saw it firsthand, and we in the media brought you these issues firsthand. And in the areas that we were able to go to, we all saw what it comes at no surprise. There's no surprise, the mold and the mildew everywhere. What you couldn't feel in the video was how warm it was in certain areas, how humid it was in the interiors of the certain areas of the hospital. There was, I don't know if it was trash, but just equipment and supplies being staged in different areas of the hospital that were in hallways. GMH is a mess. And it's not just the physical plant, it's also their ability to get the doctors and the nurses and the other medical staff that we need, their finances, and et cetera, et cetera. And what I was wondering was, I cannot remember whether the previous legislative oversight chairman, Senator Therese Chalahi, whether she held a walkthrough like this, but from what we understood from the GMH officials who were there, they were being nice about it, but you could tell what they were saying was, we have not received this support. We have not received the support of the legislature the past few years. And we keep telling, this is coming from the GMH officials, we keep impressing upon senators that the 2019 study showed that there's $700 million worth of repairs to get GMH up to code. And so when the Republican senators asked, how much do you need? They said, look, it's $700 million. Which is why the previous governor and the current governor have elected to build a new hospital. And so Shelly Calvo and Vince Borja were the ones that were like, okay, can you carve out the most critical things, like the things that are going, like the Band-Aid solutions that are going to get GMH functional from here until the time the new hospital is built? It's probably going to be a pretty penny. It's probably going to be more than $100 million. I'm just guessing. We don't have that. We don't have a ballpark figure yet, because apparently this is the first time the legislature has asked for something like that from GMH. And that's concerning in and of itself. And you see, and I'll play for you two parts of the video that with the live stream that I did that day. I carved out an 11-minute piece that shows the GMH officials talking to the senators on the roof of GMH about various and sundry topics regarding the hospital. And you might have to strain yourself to hear what they're saying in certain areas because the wind was so strong. And then I'll play for you an 11 to 12-minute piece that has back-to-back interviews with Vice Speaker Tony Addis, Senator Sabrina Salas Matanane, Senator Calvo, and then a second interview in the same tour with Senator Matanane. And in that, I think it was in that second interview with her where she gets emotional. She is fighting back tears, not just tears of sadness for what's going on with GMH for our people, but anger. anger, and it's pretty. She never says Therese Terlahi's name, and she never says the previous health committee. But what she absolutely is saying is that she is disappointed at the lack of assistance that GMH has received. And so these Republicans, they didn't get into any details about how they're going to do it. They just said that they're going to get to work right away. They are committed, they said, to prioritizing the resources, meaning the money, needed for these repairs, whatever repairs are to happen, that needs to be, that the legislature needs to step in, and whatever. And this is, and so some people might be asking, what about the ARPA funds? What about why didn't the governor use ARPA funds to help GMH? And it came out in this report that, yeah, the governor actually has dedicated ARPA funds to GMH repairs. They're just not enough. And it's not, it hasn't been at a level and at a rate that is matching up with the deterioration of the facility. And, you know, can the governor designate more funds for that? No, because the governor is designated, she's obligated the balance of the ARPA funds to the construction of the new GMH. And if we're being fair about this, the legislature it should be a part of this equation, should have been part of this equation for years, should have put its money where its mouth is, prioritized the current operations and the current physical plant at GMH, and dedicated the funding so that we can have these improvements. Because you see leaks, you see mold from the ceilings because of the water that's getting into the, I mean, it's just pretty bad. Let's play for you. Let me play for you the look really, really bad. And then after that, I'll play for you the interviews with these senators.
Yeah, I think 2020. This is prior to now. You didn't get the finish. The difference between two vendors. If these were like done, this is prior to now. 2022.
Yes. Yeah. So the question about the color is that we don't have enough money to do it on time, so we apportion it by area. So that's how we got all this done. No, that's polyurethane.
I'm scared of heights. This is freaking me out.
But you severely injured.
We thrive on jokes, don't worry. Don't worry.
On this floor right now, there is very minimal boron.
So, but when it happens, has there been identified?
Oh yes, that's why we have all this all throughout done for what we call upper roof. So we have secondary roofs and lower roofs right here. So it's on different levels.
I guess my question is, if there are leaks, I mean, there's obviously not a huge gaping hole, so where's the water coming from?
Well, this is part of the envelope. The exterior facades are the sulfurs, is what they call the envelope. So that involves also the entry for all our air intakes, fresh airs, and exhaust. When you went into that corridor, you can see that open ceiling. Those needs to be repaired. That way, the gap from the outside, it's been blown away. So that needs to be reinstated or replaced. That way, water will not just directly come in.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So those part are part of the building structure that we need to improve on.
Is there a current plan right now?
Oh yeah, we did involve that, but it went up to 1 million, and we don't have that much money to award it to them. So we have back on those two items.
You weren't able to use ARP money on that?
Huh?
You weren't able to use ARP on that?
No. No, we were not able to the 1 million on the envelope.
We did part
part of it was for the wall.
Yeah,
repairing
different
the
projects.
walls and, yeah, so there's like 5 different projects within the bid itself. But unfortunately, the amount that they put on the bid for that particular project was it exceeded our budget, so we could not award that part. But what was included was for the shutters,
Roof coating.
for the roof coating, and then there were other pieces, but unfortunately not the wall repair itself. It was just way too high, so we could not award that part.
So if we look at your map, just to, we got all the shutters covered under that ARPA project. That we are awaiting the contract to be all finalized with these guys. So all this right here FYI, this work will way back when we started performing 355 miles per hour. And we've been getting like upper 180, 185, something like that. So that shows how much of an upgrade. So as you can see the difference here, this upper roof compared to that next roof right there. This is what we want done over there. So intermediate and immediate things we're doing in-house until we get the contract for those projects done.
What's underneath there? Sorry to interrupt.
Over here would be OR, L&D. Yeah.
Operating room and labor and delivery.
Yes.
I have a question. So, when you look at like a lot of the things that you did there, do we know what the estimate is, or is it right now just one thing at a time?
No, we do have estimates.
That's you. It's very hard to hear because sorry, I didn't bring my microphones with me when I went on that tour. I forgot it because I'm not a responsible person. But Vince Borja, you hear him talking about or asking, what is it? What's the list of the really critical stuff? And you heard that guy from GMH. I hope you heard that guy from GMH talking about how there are these. They try as much as they can to address the immediate and, if they can, intermediate needs of the physical plant in-house because they have issues with both funding and procurement in order to do the contractual projects. And this is after the $20 million that the governor dedicated in ARPA funds to help fix issues with GMH's physical plant. And then you saw that dirty part of the roof. That's where the roof has not been fixed against those leaks. And underneath that are the operating room and the maternity ward. And so you can just imagine what those areas look like, what they feel like, and the conditions which the staff, the medical staff, the other staff, and the patients have to go through. And now you have this. Well, now you have a legislature that one is interested in sticking its neck out to identify, to prioritize the money. Because when you say prioritize the money, what you mean is you're going to take it from somewhere else, or you're going to raise revenue somehow. And all of these things require sacrifice. They require decisions that will make you not very popular with at least certain segments of the community. But you have these new Republican senators who are throwing caution to the wind, the political caution to the wind, and saying, yeah, we want to do this because this is necessary. And that must be music to Governor Lulian Guerrero's ears because she has, through her spokeswoman, issued statements that she wants to work with these senators. It's like the politics of this island has turned into a new chapter, where for years under the Democrat legislative majority, you had impasse, you had people just complaining about problems and not offering solutions, and you had a legislature that refused to work with the governor, and a governor who refused to work with the legislature. And what was left was us wondering what the heck is going to happen with Guam Memorial Hospital. So to gauge the reaction of these senators, I interviewed 3 of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch up with Senator Vince Borja, and I'm sorry about that. I apologize for not being able to catch up with him so I could get his views on things. But his views on things, according to what was said during that tour, pretty much match up with the views of these other 3 senators. But here they are. You're going to have problems hearing Senator Sabrina Salas Matanane, and that's because she talks with a very low tone. You might not hear everything that she has to say, but the other 2 senators, Ada and Calvo, come through pretty clear. Here they are.
It's just because you can't keep up when things are like this. It's the building itself.
Vice Speaker, can we get what your impressions are so far, and in that discussion they were having about, you know, Senator Calvo and Senator Salas Matanane, they wanted the list of what are the immediate things that need to be repaired so that things can get at least quasi-safe here. And, you know, it sounds like the number is going to be a big number. And, you know, your thoughts on how the Republicans can work with the administration in finding these resources over the next couple of years to get this done.
And that's what we're going to have to do, right, Troy? Is ensure that we're able to give the hospital the resources that is needed to turn around and keep this hospital sustainable until a new hospital is built. There's going to be challenges, absolutely, but I think that it's going to be imperative that we do it. There's going to be no other choice. You know, we can't afford to let this hospital fail while we're waiting for a new one to be built.
Would it be safe to say that the Republicans are going to prioritize funding the repairs needed to this hospital above many other things?
Well, we're going to work with the administration to see how we can get those numbers together. Where is it that they'll be able to help us, to help them, to help GMH? That's what we need to do, is to work together to ensure that these things can happen for these people here, because man, when we're just walking around and we're not even into the trenches, just the visible things that are going wrong with the hospital, it's very concerning. I mean, we got water damages throughout the hospital, on the top floor here, on the 4th floor, we're down here, and it's unbelievable. And we need to do something, and we need to do it quick, because, you know, a pipe could burst anytime and create more water damage, and with that water damage, you know, we're going to have that mold issue. And how is it that we're going to mitigate that issue? You know, do we have certified companies on island instead of just doing alcohol wipes and Lysol wipes and things like that, saying we went in, we treated it, there's no concern for mold? So,
has Senator Matanane indicated how quickly you guys are going to get together after this tour to sit down and brainstorm solutions?
Well, Senator Matanane, always, we constantly stick together, thinking of how we're going to do things. And I know that once after this is done, she's going to call for a meeting of the committee to come together.
Okay, thank you, Vice Speaker. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
But again, that could be related also to the fluctuation of the position. Because it was working.
I mean, I think it really just depends on the timing. So, for example, the ones we were doing just towards the end of this year, right? It looked like a lot of the vendors were probably tied up in other projects, and so because of that, it really made it more difficult to, you know.
The reason why I'm asking is because if you look at what's going on with the construction boom with inside military projects, and if all the construction companies are pretty much taken already, have you guys put out a bid where an off-island company was actually looking at it and very interested in it? And if so, what are the mechanisms to actually bring them in? Like you said, contracting board and all that.
Yes.
Because they would have to go see them, right?
Right, yeah. So I don't think off the top of my head, maybe that has not yet been done as far as reaching out to the off-island contractors. It's mainly been the one circle.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely that's something to. Oh yeah. Yes, and you're right. So that is something that we just need to look into.
Senator Matanane, what are your initial thoughts?
I know, but we really need to work on that. A hospital
I'm a little, you hear about the stories about the Guam Memorial Hospital, right? And so seeing it firsthand, at least some of it,
That's a
I'm a
problem.
little, I don't want to say overwhelmed or disappointed, but I can only imagine what the employees have to endure, seeing it and working in this environment every day, and the patients that come here to get treatment and help. So it just fuels me even more to make some improvements at the Guam Memorial Hospital and just healthcare in general for our people because they deserve better.
It sounds like from the discussion that was held on the roof that even just the more imminent critical repairs will cost a pretty penny. After this walkthrough, are you going to be assembling your committee to brainstorm with the rest of the legislature how you guys are going to fund these repairs and coordinate with GMH and the administration how to get this kind of program done?
Yes, obviously. We're still getting sorted out at the legislature. I do have the invitations that will be going out to the senators that I want to be a part of the committee, and we are definitely going to be working together to solve and work on this tremendous problems that we are experiencing with healthcare.
How would you grade the state of the hospital today?
Well, we haven't gone through the entire hospital yet, but what I'm seeing right now, and even just based on the employees that have been talking, are leading us on this tour.
Housekeeping is for hemo. Housekeeping is for hemo.
Thank you, Senator.
That's just the state. I'm not talking about the people in the hospitals.
The facilities.
Not much to see here, but this is a classroom. This is our training room. Right now, we do have a training ongoing with clinical staff. They're training on a new ventilator bought by HPP grant money.
Patient coordinated for hemo surgical ward.
The justification used to receive that grant was
Patient coordinated for hemo to surgical ward.
So there's training ongoing right now. There's clinical staff in the classroom, but I'm not sure if anyone wanted to peek in just to see what the classroom is like. Okay.
I want also to say that just as much as you're asking me these questions about how I feel about the state of this hospital, I think the people of Guam should also be critical of the people that have been in charge, our elected leaders, that should have been doing more.
Well, I did want to ask you that.
For healthcare.
I did want to ask you that.
I'm getting emotional about it because it's just
You've this is your first week on the job. What questions do you have for? You must be wondering what was done over the last 2 to 4 years, because this imminent need and the need for the resources or the money for GMH to make these repairs didn't just pop up this past week. So your thoughts on leadership up until the time you got involved?
I'm disappointed. And we'll leave it at that.
Senator Calvo, can I ask you, so we just got a reaction from Senator Matanane, who's the chair of the Health Committee, and she expressed rather emotionally how disappointed she is that leadership in the past has not done what it takes to provide the resources GMH needs. Can you share your reaction? You're a freshman senator.
I just think that this is
and equivalent to injustice to our people in our community. Healthcare system must be one of the things that we need to provide, especially when on an island with no immediate access to get out of here. Our hospital system should be at par, at least, so to speak, be able to have an integral structure, at least at the basic offering. I am disheartened. This is the first time I went around thoroughly around GMH, and I've had my share of experiences here in the operating room and stuff in the delivery room, and it wasn't pleasant. But walking around here, you see the real thing that's happening that many people, patients, or the likes of us that don't see on a day-to-day. And it's quite disheartening. This is not what the people of Guam deserve. That's how I feel about it.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. I'll put it down. Sure. So we're going into...
So the light at the end of the tunnel is that now you have a Republican majority in the legislature and a governor, a Democrat governor, who at least, according to their words, and this is further than the Democrat majority was able to get with the governor, according to the words that they're exchanging, want to work together and are saying that they are prioritizing the current operations at GMH. You have the governor, through her communications office, issuing a statement about how she is, no matter, it doesn't matter that these are Republicans, she wants to work with them. She is committed to helping them to find the resources. She is committed to working together with these Republicans to make fixes over at GMH. And then more light at the end of the tunnel, the governor's arch nemesis, former Speaker Teresa Lahi, she introduced the bill to address the operations at GMH, management at GMH. And it's something that the governor has said that she is interested in looking at, that she might even support, and that is a public-private partnership authorization. And so you have these things coming together for the good of our people, which is wonderful. And in the meantime, there's still bickering going on. I know there's a microphone issue. I'm very sorry about that. I'll try to fix it. I'll try to fix it tomorrow. Earlier in the live stream, I asked the viewers whether they wanted me to continue, even though the microphone was a bit choppy, and they said yes, just go ahead and continue. I'm very sorry about that. I didn't realize that there was a microphone issue until I started the live. And so the whole impasse on where to build GMH, which led to no progress in fixing the current GMH issues, right? So this impasse over the past 3 years about where to build a new GMH was all about EPOP Point versus Mangilao. The governor won the Mangilao debate by obligating the remainder of the ARPA funds on December 31 toward GMH development in Mangilao. And that took EPOP Point off the table, as it made it no longer an option. And so the governor did what we at Kandit have been advocating the past 3-4 years, and that is, if the government of Guam is not going to use EPOP Point for a hospital as it was intended to be by its donor, the late Frank Perez, then return the property to the ancestral landowners, who are the original landowners. Frank Perez, he's deceased, so it's the heirs. It's his children who should receive this property back. It's really the policy of the government of Guam that if it has unused properties, excess properties, it is returned to the ancestral landowners. And it's something that Senator Chris Barnett has on record said that the governor should do. He has lectured the governor and the administration about this. And so when the governor introduced a bill to return EPOP Point to the ancestral landowners, I really thought that it was going to receive the support of the 3 senators who have been loudest about excess land return: Senator Terlahi, Senator Sabrina Perez and Senator Chris Barnett, who also happen to be the governor's loudest critics. And so I was very surprised when, well, this is from February 6, 2023, and this was Senator Chris Barnett regarding, and in one of his lectures to the administration about, the necessity of returning excess lands to ancestral and original landowners. Here's what Senator Barnett said. It's very, very fast clip.
It's frankly disgusting. And I apologize. I want to apologize to all the original landowners out here on behalf of this government. The way they have treated you guys, continue to treat you. I think you deserve better. I think that we should be fighting to return our lands to our people, not keep those lands from our people.
And so it was quite surprising when Senator Barnett responded to the governor's bill in a news release, essentially saying that he does not support the return of this land to the Perez family. It just goes against not just everything that he has said, but the policy of the decades-long policy of the government of Guam to return excess lands. And in his response to the governor's introduction of this bill, he makes this implication that the Perez family might use the property to build luxury homes and condos, which would benefit Governor Guerrero because her personal home is just a few meters from Ipaw Point. And that simply isn't true. The Perez family didn't even know about this legislation. They were just as surprised as everybody else when the governor introduced the legislation. And so they never had any sort of plan. And how could they have had a plan? They didn't know about the bill, but they nonetheless didn't have a plan to build luxury homes and condos. And when I spoke to a member of the Perez family, one of the things that they said was, we want to get together with our family and go back to where our grandfather Frank Perez donated this land and see, what can we do with this property that will honor his memory. And so, you see how all these politics get in the way of things. And if we see progress happen over the next couple of years, progress happening in the way of the development of the new GMH and resources to the current GMH to fix a lot of these problems, at least as a band-aid, at least as patchwork, from now until whenever the new hospital opens, it will be proof that what we've had over the past 2 to 4 years has only been obstruction based on politics. And yes, it was a good fight to try to get GMH built at Ipaw Point. There were people who made very good points about building GMH at Ipaw Point. But at a certain point over the past 3 years, that debate needed to have ended. All of that obstruction, all of that impasse should have ended, and for one side to win in that debate so that development could happen. And as we see from this tour, not just the development of a new GMH, but time and resources dedicated to fixing the current physical plant. Because that's not what was done over the past 3 years. As popular as they are, as wonderful as their words have been, and and with my gratitude at times for the things that they have done to call out the governor, who has been less than transparent on this issue and other issues, in the overall scheme of things, we the people have lost out through that obstruction and through all of that impasse. And so hopefully good things happen now that the Republican majority is there, that things do not devolve the way they did over the past several years between the legislature and the governor, that these Republicans, they're serious, that they keep to their word, And we should all, not just pray for them and hope that they come through for us and for our island, but hold them to account. And when they start slipping, scrutinize them, criticize them, and I'm guilty of this. I am guilty over the past few years of not scrutinizing, not criticizing Senator Terlahi. I've criticized Senator Barnett here and there, but I probably should have called things out a little bit more. I think I gave them way too much the benefit of the doubt. And maybe because, I'm not a fan of the governor, I scrutinized and criticized her a bit harsher than I probably should have, when I should have been looking at the other side and wondering, why is it that things aren't happening? Because it ain't just the governor. And as you heard, you heard Senator Sabrina Salas Matanane talk about her disappointment in previous legislative leadership. Anyway, hopefully good things can happen for our people. Hopefully the senators actually do work with the governor. The governor does work with the senators, that they are sincere about their desire to move things forward and to get past the petty politics, to never bring us to the point of impasse again, so that we can do great things, so that they can do great things for us and for the posterity this time. And for Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres. You all have a wonderful evening. God bless you, and I love you all.